everyone, this is Lily Hicks with Commerce Communications and the Daily 304. We are here at Bridging Innovation Week 2023, continuing our interview series. I am here with Brian Joseph from Touchstone Research Laboratories. Hi, Brian. Thanks for being here.
Hi, it's great to see you.
Awesome. Good to see you, too. So if you could just kind of start out with introducing yourself, telling us a little bit about Touchstone, and then why are you here at Bridging Innovation Week?
Wow. So many years ago, as an entrepreneur, I started my own business. I've never had a job, so it's all I've ever done. What we do at Touchstone is we invent things and then build businesses around these inventions and then spin businesses out. I really emphasize and we strategize around bringing in specific kinds of government funding called Small Business Innovation Research, SBIR. Mm-hmm. And that fuels the front end of the business and pays for a lot of the research. So why am I here? This is a great environment. So it's great to see the young entrepreneurs, and I'll call it the next generation. It's always exciting to spend time with them and sort of pick up on what they're interested in.
Yeah, so you kind of touched on it a little bit, but as kind of an inventor yourself and an entrepreneur, do you have any advice for young entrepreneurs trying to kind of like break into business?
Yeah, so I think sometimes it's said that the failure rate amongst small businesses is very high. I don't see it that way at all. I think a lot of people quit because it seems hard. I think if you're patient and you give yourself time, you can figure out almost anything. Mm-hmm. So I think more people just quit than they fail. They just decide they want to go do something else. And I think if there's one piece of advice, I think that's it. If you stick with things long enough and actually when you get stuck, ask other people for help. It's amazing how many people will help you.
Awesome. I think that's great advice. So we kind of know what you do at Touchstone, but you have some really, really cool stories. Do you have kind of like a favorite Touchstone like breakout story that you can share with us, like a success story?
Well, I'm going to tell you a story that relates to what's going on right here across the hall. So many years ago, we had a similar kind of event. Back then, they called it Software Valley. It was the first attempt to do what we're doing here today. And I come to that event not knowing anything. My business was really small. I probably had 4 employees. And I met a gentleman whose problem it was to get the space shuttle relaunched after Challenger. Cool. There was a Challenger accident. Everyone was killed. It was really, really sad. So meeting with him, he says, I need to get all this testing done. And I said, I know how to do that. And I have some of the equipment to do it. And for the next 7 years, I had business from that one chance meeting here. So coming to these events, I think, is really, really valuable. And it meant a lot and completely changed Touchstone for the future.
Awesome. That is like a great piece of information. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about Touchstone? Like, can you tell us what's next? Do you want to talk about that? We don't have to talk about that.
No. It's always good. So as you know, we have the research laboratory, and we spun out Touchstone Testing Laboratory, which built a second facility in Millwood, West Virginia. So that business is doing really well. That does mostly aerospace testing. So if you see a rocket being launched or a new aircraft, almost guaranteed samples will come through that business. So that's Touchstone Testing Laboratory. Seafoam, we spun it out. It went public on the Australian Stock Exchange. It's now owned by Consol Energy, and very happy about it. I think that business is growing quite well. Mm-hmm. The next business growing fast is Touchstone Advanced Composites, and that's the one that makes the molds to make carbon fiber aircraft. Cool. And we have tons of things going on there. But the thing people are going to notice is we're going to build another building in the next year, probably about an acre under roof, as that one grows. Yeah. Airplanes are big, right? So you need big milling machines, you need big composite stuff. So that's good. The next spin out business probably will be the world's strongest aluminum. Cool. We call that METPreg. It's got fibers in it. It's 3 times stronger than the world's strongest aluminum. So I have some interest right now from some sporting goods producers making some equipment from that, which I think could be pretty revolutionary for things like bicycles and other kinds of sporting equipment. And we have a ton of other things going on too.
That sounds really exciting. Yeah. So you're growing really fast. That's great.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So just to wrap it up, if someone wants to get in touch with you, how can they reach you?
Okay, so we have a website. We have many websites. I would start with trl.com, and that's easy. My email address is my initials, BEJ, at trl.com. But yeah, anybody, any entrepreneurs who need help, just reach out. Like I say, reach out to anybody, but feel free to reach out to me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for doing this interview, and we really appreciate it.
It's great to see you, and thank you for what you do. It's really important.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So everyone stay tuned. We have more interviews coming up, and be sure to subscribe to the Daily 304 wherever you get your podcasts.